A key to the door and a room of her own.
I feel safe. I can call this at home.
It's a tiny slice of paradise, no more than 4 metres square. But until now, Lauren has spent her adult life on the move.
I think my life been really nasty as hell.
From bed and breakfast hostels to houses shared with dangerous strangers.
A lot of them will have mental health issues. Some of them will have alcohol issues, and then you got somebody who will carry weapons.
Lauren has learning difficulties, but it felt like she had to fend for herself.
How close were you to ending up on the streets?
I was very close, to be honest. You were exposed, and then especially around men who got mental health issues, or men who want you or your body. It's very dangerous for me to be on the street.
But Lauren is luckier than many in just as dire need. In Oldham, 7,000 people are on a waiting list for rented homes in desperately short supply.
If we have an empty property, for example, it's almost like a mad scramble. There are multiple different organisations and charities desperately trying to get people into accommodation, and we just physically don't have enough spaces to put in.
Take the mother of 2 small children we met at a crisis advice centre.
Plaster on the walls decaying. I've got rotten wood underneath my sink where...
She's too scared to show her face. Her violent partner knows where she lives, but she claims she's been told she'll only be rehoused if he threatens her again.
So I'm basically living in fear until he does something, and then he gets put in jail. I can live my life, basically.
Oldham is still a town of terraces, but it's decades since they built houses on a scale to fit the need. And what there is has seen much better days.
Hi, John. Nice to meet you. Come through.
Do you think of this house as a home?
No, not at all. This is not a home. Not at all.
Lorraine shares her home with her baby son and an infestation of mice.
It's disgusting.
When we visit, there are droppings on his toys.
I can see him running round. Also found him in my baby steriliser, on his high chair, on his walker, even in his playpen.
Lorraine's landlord, a housing association, told us they'd tried to resolve her complaints.
This is the worst of it?
It is, as you can see from the window there.
But they consider her family's accommodation suitable.
So it just leaves me stranded, me and my family stranded. It's devastating, to be honest, and quite depressing.
If the way we live now, the bricks and the mortar that surrounds us, is any measure of our nation's well-being, then there is no greater failure than our housing crisis. The simple struggle of so many people to put a decent roof over their heads. And there's nothing so symbolic as the decline of Alton Street. When Julie and Dave Walsh bought a house here 30 years ago, they were chasing the dream of a property-owning democracy. It's a dream that's dying.
The street itself has gone downhill terribly. Rubbish. The buildings are dilapidated.
How many people own their homes along this street now?
2 or 3 own the houses on here, the rest are rented out to whoever wants to social or whatever it is. The landlords don't put any money into the houses, they're not interested. All they're interested in getting the money out of it, whatever it'll be, whoever's paying it.
It's not just a single street, nor a town, but an entire housing strategy that suffered from years of neglect. The repair bill will be immense. John Ray, News at 10, Oldham.